time!
Oh, brother! Are you ready for comic books? Are you ready for the power of the 4-color page?
That's right!
Not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 whole colors!
Put together, they make infinite colors!
Let's bring out the comics, brother!
Alright.
Wait.
Have to...
Crap, we don't have comics.
We're gonna use our imagination here. We're gonna take the 4 colors, you're gonna put them in your mind, you're gonna rotate them around a little bit, you're gonna snap into that Slim Jim, that's gonna give you the boom!
You're gonna take that 4-color Slim Jim mixture, you're gonna load it into the rocket ship, brother. You're gonna put that rocket fuel into the rocket ship and you're gonna go straight into the stratosphere.
Man.
Sorry, had to get that out.
Yeah,
I watched some very important Japanese wrestling over the weekend, and it's really been boiling around in here.
It's got to get out there. But we're gonna get right to the imaginary comics here, and we are gonna start with something I am very, very excited for. 4th Power, hardcover, Juan Jimenez, the mastermind that brought you the visual direction of the Meta Barons. Yes, Hodorowski wrote it and crafted the madness of it, but without the delineation and the sheer craftsmanship and the crazy imagination of Juan Jimenez, you would not have the Meta Barons as it is known. He's also done many other things on his own, and this 4th Power hardcover put out by Humanoids contains volumes 3 and 4 of the never-before-seen ending of 4th Power. In fact, I didn't even know that it existed. But if you were into like Leo Roa or anything else that he was doing, highly recommended. I think it's like 30-40 bucks, one book, very, very gorgeous.
And for my first book, I've got something very, very, very traditional as far as superhero comics go. Flash number 14 is taking him back to his roots with Rogues Reloaded. There's an awesome retro cover by Dave Johnson with Weather Wizard and the classic like cover blurbs. There's even a word balloon on the cover. How long has it been? It's also
Can they do that anymore?
Yeah, apparently Dave Johnson can. And you've got Carmine DJ and Domenico back on the book after a few issues with Neil Goog and a couple other people. And he does a really, really awesome Carmine Infantino impression for the little floating heads for the rogues on the big double-page spread. It's totally sweet.
Very cool. I always love the Flash. Some serious Flash love over here. Next pick is Motro, number 3. You have Ulysses Farinas and Brian Hill bringing you Ulysses is one of the most personal projects to date. The man that blew your mind on Gamma and the man that made you kind of queasy from Judge Dredd because you tried to count all the cars that were on the highway. Yes, I did that. And yes, they all had different colors because he's a madman and he works his colorist to the bone.
Can you even count that high?
Well, you know, I wrote it down, all right, and I added and
it's little tally marks.
There's little tally marks, and I told you I got confused, okay? Gosh, damn.
Wow.
But this is the 3rd issue of 10 of his kind of Mad Max fantasy-esque series. If you were digging Headlopper, and you're waiting for, you know, a return to that, or if you need some more badass kind of post-apocalypticness that isn't just, oh, we're post-apocalyptic because we're going to do post-apocalyptic because it's popular, Motro is for you.
And some more sci-fi goodness over at Image this week. The 2nd issue of Motor Crush from Team Batgirl is out, although they can't be called Team Batgirl anymore, so we're just calling them Team Motor Crush, I guess. We got Brendan Fletcher, Cameron Stewart doing the writing, and then Babs Tarr doing the illustrations for the book. It tells the story of Domino, who is a, I don't know what the sport's called, I think it's called like GWP is the name of the promotion, but it's basically like roller derby on bikes with bats. It's pretty freaking sweet.
It's like that Road Rash game back for Sega Genesis where you could hit people with the...
I have no idea what you're talking about because I'm not an old fogey. But the
Sam
point
knows
is,
what's up.
This comic is awesome with beautiful colors. There's pink everywhere. Everything's glowing. There's hella light trails everywhere.
There are a lot of light
I
trails.
think the main character likes girls, so you know it's progressive and stuff.
Boom. And there's lots of drugs. Did we mention drugs?
Oh yeah, there's drugs.
A lot
Lots of degeneracy
drugs
too.
Yeah. The next pick is, we're talking about a blast from the past, but it's something that Morgan can get into. Justice League meets the Power Rangers.
Oh, heck yeah.
That's right. The Power Rangers were so popular in their initial relaunch here with the comic books from Boom that Boom has partnered with DC to bring the 2 super teams together to fight Batman? What? Really? It's kind of strange. I don't know. Batman usually does kind of go off the reservation sometimes. Sometimes you got to bring him back in.
Wait, did Batman blow up the city? Is
maybe,
that what it is?
Maybe.
Oh, jeez.
I don't know.
Oh, man.
But the various colored rangers are going to have to team up with their various colored counterparts and solve this mystery. Brought to you by Tom Taylor, who's been extremely popular lately, and local artist Stephen Byrne, who did a couple issues of Green Arrow recently, and who's definitely got some chops. His colors are really, really great. It's the first of 6. So, you know, if you came in looking for Justice League Suicide Squad and maybe you couldn't pick that up, or maybe it was a little too angular for you, you can rock with the Justice League Power Rangers. It's a little softer, it's a little rounder, it's a little, you know, a bit more happy.
Although I will say, Tom Taylor is the man who's been writing the Injustice comics, which featured Nightwing having his neck broken, and Alfred kicking the crap out of Batman or Superman. Out of Superman, yeah. He literally punched Superman in the face.
Like, no joke, those comics are mean.
Expect some weirdness out of this at the very least. Some unexpectedness, you know? And speaking of unexpected things, House of Penance has its trade paperback collection out this week. I don't think anyone really expected that book to be such a hit, but with Pete Tomasi and Ian Bertram, who's a relative newcomer to comic books, they delivered an emotional and yet historical story there, with lots of blood and guts and guns and everything that people love. So super solid Dark Horse horror there. We've got a lot of copies of the trade paperback. The issues sold out really, really well. I couldn't even find the 5th issue anywhere in the city, so you're really going to want to jump on this one. Ian Bertram is either going to be a rising star in comics, or he'll never do a comic ever again, and you'll be scrambling to get this one.
Because he's just going to paint 60-foot freaking murals of, people all contorted and weird and whatever. Yeah.
Dude's got some major chops.
Yeah, and really great colors by Dave Stewart, as always, putting in there. And my final pick for the week, we have the last book of Prophet Earth War, bringing you the very delayed, very slow miniseries conclusion finally. But for those of you that were waiting for the trade, this is the last one. Art by Grim Wilkins, Yanni, Simon, Farrell, Brandon, helmed by Brandon and Simon. This is really the culmination of Team Prophet's 6 years, 7 years story. It's been a while. Long, man.
It's definitely been a while.
It's really heavy. But we finally see Old Man Prophet throw down against the Earth Empire, and all my money is definitely on Old Man Prophet, especially when he's drawn by Yanni. Nobody draws Old Man Prophet.
His power level goes up 5 times.
Oh my god, dude. It's the, what a way to make Liefeld headgear work like Kirby headgear, where it just transcends.
That might really be the biggest achievement of that series, making Liefeld headgear a plot point.
No, it is. It is a plot point. It's freaking glorious. Did you see Liefeld in the Golden Globes?
I did.
Him
with Donald Glover.
Donald Glover?
Okay. 2 people I never expected to be in a photo together, but it's so perfect for
But
some
you can
reason.
just be like, yo, I created Deadpool. And you're like, oh, alright. What a world do we live in.
Woo! What a world indeed. A world in which Richard Corbin is still making amazing comics. That man has never once fallen off. Have you seen a bad Corbin comic ever? And don't say his Punisher or his Cage or any of that stuff, because that was perfect.
We'll fight you.
You just weren't used to it.
No,
you just can't deal with Punisher being all short and squat and wide.
I just sold that earlier to a guy earlier, the Punisher the End. Yeah, just totally did.
Point is, Corbin is back with a new miniseries, all black and white, all horror, Shadows on the Grave. This is a 2nd issue, featuring the 2nd installment of the Danaeus story, which has some weird, tenuous connection to his classic heavy metal character, Den. In what way? We're not totally clear. He's not being upfront with it, but that's part of the fun. Is sort of deciphering the story. It's great when, you can't have the story totally spoiled to you by solicitations 3 months in advance.
I know, it's like the old days before those interweb things happened. Yeah, And it's printed on nice old paper.
What's he talking about? I'm pretty sure the internet's always existed.
Yeah, No, there was a time, I remember, it was foggy, and we had to remember cell phone, or numbers, because there weren't any cell phones, and when you called somebody and they weren't at home, you just had to wait, man.
That sounds fake.
It was horrible. It was really tough. But we're going to end this on a special note that has nothing to do with comics. Shout out to David Bowie here. It has been 1 year since his death. It was his birthday a couple years ago. Much love, still a lot of love in the air from David Bowie, who will continue to entertain us and enlighten us for hundreds of years to come. Truly one of the best humans ever to walk the planet of. of Earth here.
Among other planets.
Among other planets. That is very true, Morgan. That is very true.
See, I know some things about old people.
That's right. That's right. You know, that's why we love you. Anyway, that's about it. We will see you all next week, and the comics probably won't be imaginary then. Maybe. All right, guys. See ya.